The next is Union of Informed Citizens.
Thank you. Ruzannà Avagimyann, Armenia. Madam Moderator, distinguished delegates, I rise to address a crisis that challenges the very foundation of the OSCE Human Dimension commitments, the systematic practice of torture, ill treatment, extrajudicial killings, and mutilation committed against the ethnic Armenians. The prohibition of this act is absolute and non-derogable, yet it is being treated as a suggestion. We clearly see a pattern of inhumanity. The treatment of Armenian captives, both soldiers and civilians, is not random abuse. It is a systematic policy of state-sanctioned cruelty. The UN Special Rapporteur on Extrajudicial, Summary, or Arbitrary Executions and the Special Rapporteur on Torture have raised serious concerns about deliberate extrajudicial killings and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment of persons who are out of combat. Documented, visually verified evidence of war crimes shocked the universal conscience. Soldiers disarmed, wounded, and demonstrably out of combat were summarily executed at close range. These killings include vulnerable elderly civilians and have continued long after the fighting ceased, highlighting a clear intent to target those unable to defend themselves. The barbaric practice of mutilating, curving, and sexually desecrating the bodies of the killed, including service women, is a direct violation of the prohibition against outrages upon personal dignity under Geneva Conventions. The perpetrators themselves filmed, celebrated these acts, using them for propaganda. And here we witness the crisis of impunity for those heinous acts, which is itself an insult to the rule of law. Despite the ECHR applying interim measures regarding the captives, and despite the large amount of video evidence, there have been zero effective independent investigations. Instead, the servicemen implicated in atrocities have been publicly awarded. Moreover, the retention of bodies for months by Azerbaijani authorities only prolonged the emotional suffering of the victims' families, a further act of cruel treatment. The credibility of the OSCE is on trial here. Systematic torture or extrajudicial murder cannot be normalized. I urge this body to insist on a concrete action, support for mechanism utilizing the Mendes principles on effective documentation and investigation, ensuring perpetrators of war crimes are brought to justice. For justice and accountability are the only sustainable foundation for peace with no alternatives. I thank you.